Right, welcome back to the channel, guys. Now, first of all, I want to wish you all a happy new year. 2025 was a good year for myself. Really enjoyed the fishing. I went up and down the country catching loads of fish, had some big weights, but I've managed to keep going with YouTube and all your support, so thank you for that one. So December, it's not going to be too long, this vlog. It's got a little bit of live match footage from the Christmas pairs at Weston Pools, but for two of the sort of things, I fished a festival at the start of December at Weston. That was on my last, or did a live match for sort of there for a little catch up for that. And then obviously I filmed a Silverfish match at Hampton Springs where I got attacked by a rudd. But yeah, that was a really good little match actually. I really enjoyed that. Loads of bites. I don't really like fishing for silvers on commercials just because of the amount of carp you hook, and I just feel like it does my head in. That's my personal preference. It's not because of the venues, it's just because it does my head in, and I don't really enjoy that. I like just catching everything and putting everything in there. But if the chance comes up again, I might go back because I feel like I learnt a lot and I didn't get my gear right. It was a bit of a rush, and if I put a little bit more time into it, I reckon that match win could have been there. But that's what fishing's all about for me. It's all them little edges that you learn, and then you go back to the venue and put them in process. So December catch up vlog. So obviously I fished the winter festival at Weston. Obviously if you haven't seen that, I've already done a little thing about that, a little mess up. Should have done a lot better, but just one of them things, just my fault. But yeah, should have done a little bit better on that one. Learned a bit about, obviously that Whirlpool was in time for the Winter League that was coming up on there. And then I fished the last round of teams I fought at Heronbrook. Now we were 1 point behind Maver Midlands going into that last round. Alex has done the draw. Now, if you follow me in this channel, like on these last vlogs, when I fished that league at Hampton, not Hampton, it's a blooming Silverfish match on my mind, Medda at Heronbrook. If you drew from like peg 7, 10, 14 and 18, that was you were fishing for top 4 on the lake, which is really important because I drew on the day peg 18, which is like old peg 26 on the far point. But obviously the team that we were fishing against was Maver Midlands and Steve Openshaw. They drew horrendous that last round, to be fair to him. They drew 2 on Medda, which obviously Steve had £4 on it the match. So that match, last match, we needed a good result. It was a full squad for a change. We had James on match league, Sam on bridge, Alex on canal, and I was on Medda. So I had a nice match that one. Didn't catch many fish, 12 fish. I think I had 12 or 13 fish, or 11. I can't really remember, it's that far ago now. But yeah, I just caught being steady with maggots, that 4-foot line. Now the peg on that peg was like, I'm on a point, so I've got a hell of a lot of water. I tried dobbing around, didn't have a bite. Fed maggots, caught an odd fish. The best line I could catch at one point was 5. I had 5 fish across at 16 metres straight in front of me. And then behind myself, because I'm obviously on a point and the channel goes back up, I actually seen a fish top like 16 metres behind a tree. So I've caught probably another 4 there, and then 1 in front of me to my left, and then I caught 2 down the track as well. So ended up with like 12 or 13 fish, 30 odd pound, 4th on the, was it 3rd or 4th? 3rd I was. Yeah, 3rd, because Morg was 4th on 7. So 3rd on the lake, Matty, I can't remember his name, fished all around. He won the match on peg 10 on Medda with £80, really good weight to be fair. There was a £50 on peg 14 and I had 30 odd pounds. So Manu managed to get 3rd, yeah, 3rd on the lake. God, I can't think, this is that far ago. 3rd on the lake, team's done mega. I think I was 3rd, James might have won, Alex was 2nd, and then Sam, poor Sam, literally had 1 bite, 1 fish on bridge. I don't know why that lake goes like that in winter, but I think there's a few more anglers might be a bit better. But yeah, we ended up winning the day again, and obviously we won the league overall, so that was a nice result to end sort of the year on, because obviously we were so far behind at the start of the league, and the way it was running, I never thought we'd have a chance to catching up. But we've drew some good pegs. I think we've had some good anglers fill in for us as well when we've like dotting about, because James had a baby and stuff, so obviously he couldn't fish a lot. So we had some good anglers. Thank you to them for filling in for us. Jamie and Jack and Charlie filling in for us, and then Robbie and Richie filling in at the start of the league for us as well. But yeah, I think personally, the league that I had, I didn't feel like I was consistent enough. I left a lot of fish in, a lot of pegs. I'm talking like 2 or 3 fish, but that was like a point or two each round. Now, obviously I got away with it because the league was ran a little bit different, but if it was overall points, I'd have been killing myself or punishing myself, because I feel like I left a few fish in the peg, and obviously I feel like if I was going to do something like that again, I'd spend a little bit more time on the venue. So any spare days I had, I'd go up there on an open, or a couple of weeks before it started, I'd get up there, because it's so important to be in tune. Now, it's them first 2 matches I never really twigged what I needed to do. And then as soon as I've twigged and needed what to do, I've had a good run of results. Don't get me wrong, I've drew well on the lake. But I feel like if I drew a little bit worse on the lake, I'd have been caught out as well, because I didn't know where to fish and been wasting time and stuff like that. But to be fair to Alex, he's probably been the man of the match for me in the team. Put some solid performances on Canal, which you need. Steady people. Like Sam had a nightmare last round catching 1 fish, but we've all done well, so then we've ended up winning the round anyway. So yeah, we had a nice little pick up, really good. We'll be getting back up Heronbrook this year, because I really did enjoy that and I missed going there, and they have some good matches and good turnouts as well. Obviously the next match after that was, no, actually I went pleasure fishing up Hatchmere Lake, just catching some roach on a feed. I really enjoyed that, to be fair. It was different fishing, but I want to have a go at that again, because I felt like the shorter my hook length, obviously I haven't got any footage of that, but the shorter my hook length, I caught some roach. It was cold day, only went for 2 or 3 hours. It's nice fishing, getting some bites. And then I went to obviously Hampton. If you haven't seen the live match, go and check it out. And then what I'm going to go on to now is the Christmas pairs at Weston Pools. Always fish it with, I tried to always fish it with Jamie Hughes. I fished it a fair few times, and actually it popped up on my Facebook a couple of days before. They actually had won it the year before with Jamie, and then the year before that I'd won it with Robbie as well, so I thought it was a bit of pressure, but there was some good anglers on the match. Needed to draw well to catch. So I've I won't tell you what, I've done a little bit of footage, so I'll stick that in for you, and I'll catch up with you once you've seen the footage of the match. Right, so we're on the Christmas pairs today at Weston, which is run by Phil Coventry. Now, you can pick your lakes which you want to go on, so it's either Stretton or Belve, which Jamie's gone on. Jamie Hughes, that is. Ooh, get my cap on me there. And I've chose to go on Stretton or... sorry, can't speak, trying to grab my drink. Canal or Weir. So, I've actually drawn a weird one. I've not drawn this for some years. Doesn't really go in matches that much, but obviously there's 14 on the lake, so it's got to go in today. But I'm not too disheartened about it. It could be quite good. But I'm actually drawn peg 2 on Canal. So, have a little wonder. There's Alan here, look. Oh, yeah. Maybe on a flyer. Oh, yeah. I know. So that's the drawn peg 2 on Canal. So, anyone that knows it, there's the famous bridge. There's Andy Bennett just sparking up a fag as normal. And got Al Green there. He's not been in the clubhouse today, so he's actually turned up. But I got him in some trouble with the missus about that. He told her he wasn't very well, but wasn't very well, self-inflicted. But anyway, I drew 2 Canal, but this doesn't really go in much. So it's like in a corner sort of thing, but there's a bar that comes off the point there, goes up the shelf. There he is, look. And he's got an aerator. It's quite deep, so it plums up like 4 and a bit foot against the boards there, goes deep into a trough and then comes on. There's a fish just top there. Now, what keeps happening is mad. I think because this is like a little safe haven for the fish. When you fish on 42, you catch like off the point. So I feel like this bay here doesn't really get fished, and it's a little safe bit for the fish to back off into. But there's been an odd fish swimming around. I can actually see him, an odd F1, so I've stopped plumbing up now. But all I've done is gone 16 metres in line with the tree there, which is like 4 foot. Just up the shelf, see there's a fish there. I don't know if I'd pick it up on camera. There's shadow in the water. Yeah, there's one there as well. So there's a little ball of fish there, so hopefully they keep swimming around. So I've not made any disturbance now with my pole, just because I've plumbed up my line. So I've plumbed up 16 metres there in front of me. I plumbed up a deep line on the area, which is quite deep. It's like 6 foot deep, and I fished a line in probably 4 and a tiny bit more, probably 4 1/4 foot just up the slope there to the far bank. See that fish there? I don't know if you can see that. It goes to the F1s. It's that really, really shallow, just swimming around. But in this corner, which you wouldn't think anything would sit there, but just shows. So yeah, I'm just going to fish 3 lines, the old 3-line attack, but I'm not going to feed anything for the first hour. Just going to dob around, see if I can dob these fish. See, there's a massive ball of them there. Dob them fish. I've felt a few fish up that bank as well, so we'll have a little dob around and see what's going on. I feel like Andy will catch stockies well, but I'm in a section with the whole of the caravan bank, peg 23, and obviously Andy as well. Now, Jamie's drawn peg 25 and Belve, which is a nice little area. He's been catching a few fish, and he's been on that. I think he fished at Christmas Eve, so he on peg 3, so he sort of knows what's going on there. And obviously, it's Jamie, so he'll just do what he does. But yeah, hoping get a few bites. Obviously swimming off there, just a little dobbing match. I've got next to no bait. I've got some Super Crush expander, and I've got some maggots, obviously, and a bit of bread as well. So dead simple bait. I've got a flask. The wind's off my back, and that's an easterly wind blowing that way, which might make the fishing good here. But what I don't want to do is feed my lines and have the fish back off. I just want to try and dob a few fish, see what's there, and then obviously try and feel my way into the match. But the fish are still there, so yeah, we'll get my camera set up. Probably a couple of clips for you, but a little live match for you. Christmas pairs, Phil Cavo's one. Probably one of my favourite matches to fish this year. Just everyone has a laugh, nice and chilled. Fish with your mates, so yeah. We'll get the camera set up, get fishing, and hopefully I can catch a few F1 fish. Right, we're 20 minutes in, and I've had an unreal little start. It said there was fish moving around here, and I've not gone any further than what I have now. And I've got 4 fish, decent sized fish as well. Probably for like £8 or £9. Now what I've done is here, I can randomly see a few fish, but now they've just stopped. It takes a little bit longer to start seeing them, so what I've done is I've just dropped it to 3 foot. Just a single maggot, dead light rig, XFS, size 18, 010, 4B8 F1, shallow. Just literally flicking it in. Just got it 3 foot deep, and just got a little bulk and 2 droppers to try and get it down. Now I see a few shapes in shadows, but just literally mugging a few, dobbing a few fish, which is crazy to think you'd even get a bite there. Now what I don't want to do, they are, it's a bite straight away. What I don't want to do is start feeding anywhere yet. Everyone around me's fed, so Bennett's fed, Lad 46 is fed, and if I can just catch as many as I can close here, they're good sized fish as you can see. That's a big F1 now. But now it's just, as I've gone a little bit deeper, it's got a little bit better. Not actually seeing the fish now, which is not thing. Just getting a nice little rhythm now, because first of all I was thinking, oh, when I could see him I was chasing him around, but I think like the best way to do it is I'm just side hooking a maggot. Literally side hooking a maggot. Literally flicking it in. Just flicking it towards that far bank. Obviously I might see a few fish, obviously, because I've caught one. Because I've caught one, they might scatter a little bit, but I'm just going to sit there dead patient, let the fish come round. Obviously, and then if I see some I might move my rig and flick around, but I've got, they are, it's a right little spot now. Can't actually believe I'm actually dobbing them at 5 metres. I've never actually had this on Weston, and all the years I've been coming, especially to get it on film for you as well. It's a bit crazy. I'm just fishing nice and light. Now Bennett's just got his first fish, so he's the first one to see catch anything feeding. But for now I'm just gonna keep plodding on what I'm doing. It's obviously working. Catching a few fish. Obviously keep putting them in the net. And I've just got to make the most of it while the fish are here. The last thing I want to do is anything to disturb them fish. Just mugging them dead close. Might be like I can see a little gang, so obviously I've got more scope to obviously start dabbing a little bit further out. I can see obviously fish about 7-8 metres, so I've got a little bit further scope. That's what I'm thinking at the minute, plan my match. Just at the minute while I'm getting bites dobbing, especially where I am, which is crazy. But like the thing, if them fish feel safe in this little area. Grow up. It's embarrassing, isn't it? Just give a shout out to my mate Andy Bennett. Be like, you may remember him from such things as Fisher Mania 2020. Idiot. That's one thing. Yeah, I see there's a few fish in my pack. I can see them now again. It's ridiculous, this. But yeah, that's one thing I like about Weston. You just have a good laugh. But say I don't want to push out my peg too quick because the fish are still mooching round quite close. Just try and flick it in that way. There. Fish are mooching in quite close. So you can see that there. It's crazy, you would never think you'd even get a bite where I'm fishing now. In the corner. But if fish feel safe and they come into that area, obviously the lake's quite clear. It's gone that way. I'm not flick it in that open water there, but obviously might be some passing traffic. This is the thing, if I need to go a little bit further I can. Just try and catch one more for you. It's ridiculous sort of fishing this. Makes things nice and simple. I'm just not going to feed yet. I don't feel like feeding yet. It's going to be massive, important. Yeah, there's one. Because I can just keep ticking along like I am. Obviously, like last 2 hours might become really important feeding out my peg, but like for the minute, why I don't want to feed anything is when I'm dobbing. Is sometimes the fish don't feel safe with feed, so if everyone else around the lake's feeding and you don't feed anything, obviously your peg is still going to be the safe haven which the fish are going to come to. So that's why that's the one thing when you do dobbing, is just have the minerals, not to put any feed in and just wait, because obviously I'm catching there. It's ridiculous, no one's caught that what I've caught feeding yet, so that might be a sort of last 90 minutes job. But obviously I've got a line there, I can fish the aerator if I need to. I don't think that'll be any good today, it's really high pressure, so I feel like a line up the shelf to the edge to the left could be good, and that line over there. But when I feed it, I'll just literally feed a thumbnail of Superfish Expander and some maggots, and that's it. Not to be loose feeding today, just potting. I feel like everything I'm going to catch is going to be like the fish I can see, like F1s and stuff. I feel like I'm too much in the corner to catch hide, and you don't really catch a load of them in this area anyway, apart from like in that main pole to the right. So yeah, I'm going to plod on for now. It's a bit embarrassing because how solid it is, but it's a nice little start to the match. Hopefully keep going under, and I'll update you when things are changing, probably when we're a bit further out. It's a little sign there, a bit further out, but hopefully still dobbing a few fish and keep putting in there. But yeah, 7 fish in half an hour's a nice little start, especially considering I've not gone past 5 metres yet, which is a bit unheard of in the winter, but it's one of them things. That's why Weston's so good. It's unique, it's different. Obviously you get a few bites, so yeah, I'll pop back when something changes. Right, so I'm just coming up to 2 hours in, and I've got 29 fish, so as you can see it's gone, still going well, and I haven't fed a thing yet. Now what I've just been doing is just been dobbing a maggot just about from like 4 to 7 metres, and then now I've just literally gone just 11 metres, just a bit close to that aerator, just alternating in between the aerator and the open water, and we're getting the odd bite. And I feel like when I go to that aerator it's going to be probably one of the best lines as well to catch in a few fish. Still at 3 foot deep with just a single maggot side hook. Still getting a few indications. So now the key is with it, what I've found is just literally be nice and patient. It's really cold, and I've not really caught many fish when I've laid them rigging. So what I mean is, like, I've not caught them when I'm like my rig's falling for the water. I've sat there quite static. And just randomly get a little sharp indication on my float. Obviously my shotting pattern, I've just got a bulk. This shot probably about, I don't know what it'd be, probably 80 inches away from me. Me hook, and then I've just got 2 droppers on the way down. Just because I just feel like I need to get the bait down. I don't feel like there's any fish above where I'm fishing, so like I don't feel like there's any fish above, say probably like 2 foot and above, so I don't need that really slow fall. I just want to get my bait down so my rig sits and then my bait just falls through nicely. Obviously that side up mag is just attractive. That's this liner there. Try and catch a couple of fish for you. That's the first time I've actually had a few signs. Whether it's just to change my hook from an XFS to an SFL, whether that makes a little bit of a difference, I'm not sure. It's a little bit heavier. That's why I might be getting a few missed bites and indications of fish just ejecting my bait. That can happen. Just the heaviness of the gauge of the hook can be ever so important with these F1s, especially when you're dobbing them, because obviously you're not feeding them, you're just dobbing a few fish that reach around you. I might have to change it back. See if I can get one. Because I haven't had any of this before and I've just literally changed my hook. Just because I'm a bit paranoid, I might hook an odd carp around this aerator. But I might have to just take the risk. Put a little bit lighter hook back on and see if it does make a difference. Saying that, if I do keep missing a few bites, I will just shallow up a little bit, but I don't think that's the case. See, I feel like the fish are just moving around, coming through, and obviously that maggot's suspended and just sucking it in. But if it's a little bit heavier, might just be putting them off a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to change that. I don't like that. And I just changed my 4 to 6 inch hook clamp, so I'm just going to put, where are they? There. Put one back on again. Especially on cold days, you wouldn't really think this makes a massive difference, but especially on cold days like this, it can make a hell of a huge difference. Just heaviness of your hook, the lightness of your rig. That back up. Let's see. Just go straight away and we know what we're dealing with. We just have to take the risk. Now I've got a different dobbing rig for when I need to go a little bit further, because I feel like there might be an odd carp hit the back of that area up that bank. So I've got obviously like 60 metres of pole. Yeah, that's ridiculous. A little change in hook. Typical. A little bit change in hook just made that massive difference. Might be a coincidence, but I'm not feeling it. I feel like that's going to be. Ooh. Come up, just wrap round his fin. Where's it hooked? In the side of the mouth. That was on the drop as well, so maybe they were sat a little bit above, but I just feel that there's 30 fish in that net now. I'm not putting any more in that net. Keep everything nice and close together. It's a bit of a, I wouldn't say boring match because I'm having a really good red letter day, but this is the thing in winter, you know, probably got one of the best anglers in the crossing me to watch to see when to start feeding, and he's had a little run of fish but nothing to make me think I need to feed, so it's probably going to be the case with that last 90 minutes. I need to work out, catch what I can dobbing, not waste too much time sitting short dobbing, just go to where the fish are. Next move, dob around this aerator. And then obviously go a little bit further, see if I can dob an odd carp. And if I can, that'd be perfect, but so then it'd be time to feed then. So I've got 2 lines of 16 metres, I've got one to my left up the bank. Just flick over there, just have a little flick. Give it a little bit of rest, see if I can gather any fish. Have a little flick there. Did catch an odd fish that way. I feel like this way they've been like tiny like pound stockies, where that way you get some proper old ones and get these like carp which are like £2. The odd stocky one. But that way I just feel like there's a ball of little stockies around there, but it's quite deep there. It's probably like 5.5 foot. Fishing 3 foot deep. That might be one thing as well, that area. I might have to, if I go in front of it, I might just dab a little bit deeper. It just depends where they're swimming. I feel like a lot of the fish are up the bank. So you want to be nice and patient, but I don't want to waste any time. A little flip there again. Close as I can to the area. I will put my 30 metre sector on in a minute and go dead close to it, but for now I'm just flicking it towards it. Really important, like you flick it to where the fish, where you think the fish are going to come. So obviously if a fish are coming from that way, I'm not going to flick it out towards that way. Feels. It's gone over the back of the fish. What I'm thinking as well is because it's gone a little bit further, the fish might have come a little bit, yeah, what I thought. Fish might be a little bit shallower out there. So instead of fishing 3 foot, I might just change that. I'll have a little one more go on it, and if I need to, I'll put it to 2.5 foot and just see. So obviously, them fish that were close to me, like top 4 to top 7, again, they're really big. A little bit deeper than they are, but the further you go out them, obviously the more confident the fish are going to feel and sit a bit shallower because they're further away from you. It might be just the case and they just shallow up a little bit. So just see, if you get a bite and a drop now, or if I look on again, I will just have a little go shallower, but just see. It's one of them things. That's good. That's a quick bite, guys. We'll see where it's hooked, but it's a real quick bite. It hasn't been that quick for a while. It's been... Take the time. Where's that going? It's a carp, I think. This is what I was scared of hooking before. Oh yeah. Probably snapped me that, has it? Yeah, snapped me. See, that was what I was scared to hook before. Just put an 011 on. Don't worry, mate, I'll get another one. Yeah, just going to put an 011 on. That's definitely a carp, that one. So that's what I feel like when closer to get to that area, the more chance I've got hooking an odd carp. So got an 011 on. So if I do start hooking carp more regular, I can just pick up that other rig. Obviously a long kit with 11H in. I can put anything up for a GPM size 16 to 013, so I just feel like that's a bit heavy for these F1s, because they are not small, but they're like just normal size F1s, which is perfect. I've got away with it, but that's the first carp I've actually hooked. Just typical, it just ran me around the back of that area. Obviously I'm only fishing 010, 9's holler. I'll rest a sec, just have a flick over there. 9's holler. I say it's a good sign if you can catch an odd carp across there. That's the thing now, I just don't want to... The fish just tapped in my peg then. What I don't want to do is just literally stay at 11 metres and hook an odd fish when I could go to 13 now. and get a real good run. Obviously we've just done just over 2 hours, coming up to nearly halfway. So I've obviously had a real good run. So the last thing I want to do is just be lazy and not keep moving. Obviously I'm not going to catch it 7 meters all day. That's not going to be the case. Obviously the fish have drifted off. But what I might find is that the closer I got to that area then, the quicker I've had a bite. So what I might find is I'll need to put my 13 metre section on, have a little dob along that area, nice and close. Obviously if I start missing a few bites I can shallow up. But obviously on the pile here, I can't deny that. But I say, just making a few changes and putting them in the net. I know I've won a lot of fish, but it isn't as simple as just drop your rig in the same hole with a pretty big massive hook on. It's been the case of like trying to manage the peg to get the most out of it, trying not to scare him. So I just feel like I was a bit paranoid that because I'm in the corner, I know there's a lot of fish here, but just be a case of if I clatter them too quick, then they might just go me, and then I don't feel like there'll be enough here. But obviously I'm getting away with it in a minute, massively. But what I don't want to do is run out of time and not have a chance to explore further down the bank down there, because 3 or 4 drops down there, you could couple of carp, you could be 4 fish for £20 easily. Just have a little flick up. I don't want to keep harping on. Just trying to make the most of where the fish are. Right, just try and get another one for you. So I'm just thinking that maybe you just need to go a little bit closer to that area. So it lost that carp. Just try and catch another one. It just gives us a scope then. If I do hook a few around the area, it might make that line at the back. And what I don't want to do is I don't want to run out of time where I haven't tried it. So I do feel like dobbing a bit of bread there might be a bit better for carp. Obviously these F1s are like in a single maggot at the minute, but I feel like just put a piece of bread on, a little bit bigger hook. That's like that. A little bit bigger hook, and just flick it past into that sort of like no man's land. That's don't really think anyone's fished for ages, especially in the winter, because obviously this peg doesn't go in, like I said. So you imagine that's just been left alone. You can dob a couple of carp, obviously they're going to be massive, but it's just about trying to get as many bites as we can. Obviously it's not. I had a good little run before I put the cameras on, so that might be my little run at 11 metres, and now I just need to be a bit more persistent. Just literally put that other section on, work my way down the area, see if I can find another little gang of fish, and then obviously if that goes, then I can put some more sections on, flick it past, hopefully nail a couple of carp that way. That's what I'm thinking. So let's strike that barrow then. I do feel like they might have come a little bit shallower. So I've got the right hook on now. I don't know anyway before, but just try to be clever and change it up. That's it, that's a bite on the drop. Obviously if you go into an area where the fish are, you might be able to. I'm noticing now, because I'm getting a few liners on the drop, as where before when I was dobbing them around 4 to 7 metres sort of thing, I just feel like I was catching swimming fish through. But with this, feel like there might be a ball of fish there now, so if you imagine that rig's laying through the ball of fish, just getting sign indications all the time off him. So just trying to work it out all the time. I'm just going to put it. I know I'm rabbiting on, but makes sense really. Where's that top kick on there? If I can catch a little bit shallower. Try that. Open my back shot for now. Just try that single maggot. Side hooked maggot. Just see if it stops getting some silly sound indications there. Not really catching feeding around the lake, so I feel like dobbing's the right thing to do at the minute. See. I might not get as many indications and signs on this, but obviously if I do, hopefully I've just put it at the right depth now. Fish just might come a little bit higher just because it's a little bit further away, like I said, and they've got a feature be up next to, so they might be lingering around there. That's where when I've dobbed them in the open water, I just feel like I might be a little bit, might be a bit better fishing deeper there, but so I'm not expecting loads of signs on this, just if it's going to go, it's just going to fly under. So that was an indication there. Give it a lift and drop. Try and trigger it to snatch at it. That's all you're basically doing. Oh, love fish. Just be nice and patient with it. What I don't want to do is literally just sit here and think, oh, I should put a section on, or should. I feel like it's at the point now where I'm going to have to put it on in a minute, just so I can get nice and close to that area. Just trying to work out what depth to fish, so I'm not foul looking the fish. Not missing too many bites, but getting enough signs, indications, and obviously bites to try and keep me in that area. Obviously I know the fish are in that area because I'm getting signs. Obviously I've caught him, not seen him for a while. That was a probably classic bite, that one, just missing a few. What I might try as well in a bit is just put double on, just to see if it does make sure they're just a bit more visible and the fish might grab it. Right there. That one's on the drop, they're close to the area, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to constantly try and get this fish in, drop them in my net, and then put my section on and go a little bit closer to that area because that's where the fish are. And I need to make the most of either. Make the most of my peg. That's a proper F1 as well. That's the ones we want. Them sort of fish, big gold ones. So around the top lip, that one as well. So I need to make the most of these while they're in the peg and while we can catch them, because obviously we're trying to do our best for the pairs match and try and get the biggest weight we can. So right, as you've seen, that peg was absolutely solid. Seeing them fish, bitterly cold day. I've ended up with 57 fish, I think it was. I weighed 88 pounds. This won the match overall. Jamie's done the business as well. He's won Belvedere with 60 pounds, so he's been second in the match overall, so he had a perfect 2 points. That wasn't a runaway lead though. Mickey Barlow, Connor's dad, and is he with Gaz Thomas? They were second, I think, and then third. Were they second? Yeah, Mickey Barlow and Gaz Thomas was second, I think. I can't remember who was third. I'm sorry, I apologise. But yeah, they were second, so they had 2 points as well. And then there was a couple of things. But yeah, I couldn't believe how solid that was. But the thing is with dobbing, on that day, I think I learnt a lot about that lake, and obviously put me in good stead to try and obviously dob a few next match of fish actually on Stretton, which I'll talk about in a minute. But it's just being patient with flicking it in. Every time I flicked it in, I could watch the fish come up to the bait, just turn away, and then they come back round and come back for it. So instead of thinking sort of like dobbing was flick it in, you've got to catch on the dropper all the time. It's just be a bit more patient. Try and catch them fish that are sat there, and they might just suck it in as well. Hook size and hook weight, that was ridiculous. What I found was I put an XFS on, it's been perfect, and then I put an SFL on because I lost the carp, trying to be a bit, thought I'd just step it up a little bit, it won't matter too much. Missed a few bites, put the other back on, caught them. So fish nice and light on there. 9's holler, not 010 AccuPower to a size, I think it was 18 or 16 XFS, which I found really important. So we need to get some of them tied up, ready for fishing next weekend. But yeah, nice to win the pairs. 3 years on the bounce, I've won that now. Obviously 2 different partners, but 3 years on the bounce, so it's a nice event, good event. I think there was 54, 56 people fishing, so nice big match at Weston. Nice just to fish over Christmas, nice and relaxed, but Phil runs a good match. And if you haven't, try and get on it next year because it is a good one. And then I think the last match of the year, I went back to Stretton. I went back on the match with Stretton and Canal. Went in the bag, there was 2 pegs left, 16 Stretton or 28. Drew 16, 28 Phil Harmon drew that one. Started on pellets, had 2 fish straight away, like probably half an hour in. Then went dobbing, lost 2 carp, which was probably a good size. Went back feeding, couldn't catch feeding, it was such a strange day. Fell behind Richie, fell behind Phil, who was catching one a chuck. And then I've literally dobbed 4 carp in a certain bit off the knuckle on the point. Probably a bit of luck really, but I dobbed 4 carp, and then I had a little run on my 30 metre line who was feeding late on, so I weighed up 46 pound, there was a 48, and Phil had run away the match with 71, so missed a good chance of a good day again there, but couldn't have been greedy. But yeah, nice little end of December. We had a nice teams of 4 league win, obviously a pairs win, nice silverfish match, festival 10th, and obviously had a nice day's fishing on this thingy. So yeah, good overall ends of the league. Hopefully we can get a bit of luck going into January, but with the weather the way it is, God knows what's going to happen. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.